Here we go. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to episode 26 of Three Men on the Record.
It's Chris's fault. It's Chris. We got it figured out. We took care of him.
Sorry we're a little late, but we figured out we had a couple of hissing problems, and we had a Wi-Fi problem, and
we're perfectionists. We wanted to make sure we got it right, you know?
Yeah. If you saw the video and the sound 5 minutes ago, you would have, yeah. So welcome in, guys. This will be fun. We'll mention a couple of the issues while we're doing the show. So we've had a fun week. I don't know what you guys have been doing, but I've had a fun week. What have you guys done? Anything fun? I've been bowling.
I've been out acquiring records.
Oh, well, that's always fun.
It's fun, yeah.
I've done a little bit of digging. And I was bowling, and I bowled like 150 for the first time in my life.
Oh, wow. Personal achievement.
Personal achievement, and they have great French fries, so that's two reasons why I go.
I got to eat a chewy bar.
All right. So again, Rush is back. He is not. Woo! So where have you been? So what have you been doing on Thursday nights that we haven't seen you?
So my kids are involved in our homeschool group that they put on a big production, a big play, and so they were in the production of Annie, and I play in the pit orchestra. So I play saxophone, and so I got to play. And rehearsals were on Thursday night for the pit orchestra, and then during show week, you're there for basically a week and a half straight. And so anyway, everything was put on pause, and it was a crazy couple of months. But I'm back, and it's a lot of fun, and it was good to do it with my kids. They had a blast, and it's fun stuff. So
awesome. Because you have 5 kids?
I have 5 boys.
Holy smokes, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of high school musicals and all kinds of stuff.
Yep. And it's a blast though. It's a lot of fun.
All right. So we're glad to have you because we've been talking about you when you haven't been here.
Awesome.
All good things. All good things. So you guys have any questions from? So I don't know if when you were first on, if I asked you questions in the shrink, out of the shrink, I asked you that.
So I have not been asked that. Whenever possible, I leave it in the shrink with the hype, just like this new acquisition, Ghost Funk Orchestra, Record Store Day release from Coal Mine record label. Yeah, and if I can't, I have a gatefold. I'll show a little bit later, but I'll cut the shrink out and make sure it goes with the in the sleeve. So keep it all together. But yeah, whenever I can, I leave it in the shrink. But I'm also not a snob about it. If there's a record that I want, I'll buy it.
It doesn't have to.
Yeah.
You mean you're not Josh Devo?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Love the guy, but man, he is vigilant about his shrink and hype.
In the shrink with the hype.
Yeah.
In EX Plus condition too. I mean, his bar is way up.
Right. So if you're buying from him, he's doing slight upgrades. So you get good stuff from him too.
Yeah.
What is your most listened to album on here that you like? What do you listen to? What do you go back to listening over and over again?
So obviously Rush. I love the early Rush stuff, and that's what I play a lot. But lately, it's been a lot of funk and soul and neo soul. So a lot of the newer stuff, like this. The Coal Mine label is amazing. Daptone is amazing. The Easy. Good grief, where'd it go?
Well,
the Black Keys.
The Black Keys. The Black Keys label is phenomenal. I love all that type of stuff, and I just crave it.
That's why I saved that pick that I have for tonight for you, Chris, because I knew you'd appreciate it.
Nice.
Love it.
Did I ask you the Dead or Alive, the band you could see or artist you could see?
You have not. So I'm gonna the Alive, mostly Alive. I'm actually going to be seeing Rush this summer. So that's been a lifelong dream. I had a chance in college and missed it because of finances. Yes, Lettuce is up is in that same category, Stacy, 100%. But Rush is the living ones, but it's also sadly a little bit of the dead ones because I wish I could have seen Neil. But and then Dead, man. I know it's cliche, but the Beatles. It would have been cool to see them all together playing live. just such a huge contribution to music and pop, stardom, and just to be able to be a part of that and witness that, I think would have been amazing.
You know what's funny about all the questions? Every time I've asked this question, no one, and Tucker's going to like this, no one has mentioned a jazz artist as going back in time seeing a jazz artist, which, I could see seeing like Miles in a small club, small club or something, but it's never been mentioned.
So
yet.
My parents went and saw Miles before he passed, and they said that it was when he was like into like the whole trippy stand. His back was to the audience the entire time, and it was like in the 80s, or I'm trying to remember when he passed, but it was right on that edge of right before he died. And my mom and dad said that it wasn't actually an enjoyable concert because he wasn't engaging with the audience at all. He wasn't facing them, and so I might pick someone like Art Blakey or something like that, where he's a little more engaging.
You'd have to pick like a 1955 Miles.
Yeah.
Later Miles, the drugs, people didn't even want to book him for a show at that point in his career. Yeah, because they didn't know if he would show up.
That's how poor engagement, I guess, Miles Davis is. That it's more engaging to have a drummer, the guy that sits, toward the back of the stage.
Yeah.
Last question is your favorite slice of pizza ever.
So we have a place here in my town, Williamston, that I really, really enjoy, and I think it's the best in Michigan, called Brent's Pizza. I love it. They do not shy away on their toppings. So if you want cheese, you are getting cheese. If you want pepperoni, you're getting pepperoni. If you want bacon, you're getting bacon. They load the toppings on it, and I'm a topping heavy guy, so I love Brent's Pizza in Williamston, Michigan. They didn't pay me for this advertisement, but
so if you guys go to that Williamston,
Michigan,
go there.
Go to Brent's
because that's the mecca of pizza in the world. Is
the mecca?
They can't afford advertising, Chris. They got too much sunk in the toppings right now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a big cost factor for them.
All right, so then this is the next part of the show where we talk about new arrivals, and we always start with our guest and what they've picked up this week. And so
I've already alluded to, I got the Ghost Funk Orchestra live in Europe, Record Store Day release, and this thing is beautiful too. It's
that's Neo Soul.
Neo Soul. Wow. It is amazing. If you like anything on the Coal Mine record label, you're gonna love this. And it's like a translucent pink marble. It's beautiful on the vinyl. So highly recommend. It is very good. Also Record Store Day this year, I got the Corey Wong album. He great guitarist, played with Wolfpack for a while, and has a huge successful solo career as well. Great stuff. I just picked this up. I haven't even opened it yet, but I've been streaming it and listening to it before I bought it. But the new Black Keys album, Peaches, and it came with the slip mat. I was able to snag a slip mat that was in the shop as well. So that's cool.
Nice.
And I got a Donald Byrd with Herbie Hancock. Great jazz album. And then lastly, I did pick up the new Flea album as well, which I think is really, really enjoyable. Highly recommend. It's not going to be Red Hot Chili Peppers in any way, shape, or form. It is. There's moments of it. You get tastes of it because it's Flea, for crying out loud. But it's really a chill, good album.
Nice.
Cool. Who wants to go next?
Why don't you go ahead, Sean?
All right, last week I was hoping for this record to come in time for last week's show, but it arrived the day after. This is Ringo's new album, and if you've ever seen some of the documentaries, you know that purple shirt. Yes, that shirt is older than all of us. And the reason I got two of them, hoping, because Ringo doesn't sign stuff, but they were doing an offer where there was limited random insert for signatures, and unfortunately, I did not get it. I did not get the Ringo signature, but I got the new album. This is a new arrival. This is Master Universe. You guys remember?
Oh no!
What happened?
There you are. You're back.
All right, so my green screen's on. This is Japanese press of Midori Mary Iwajima. I always say it wrong. Yeah, Iwajima. I also got this. This arrived yesterday. Akina Nakamori from Cap City Pop. What else did I get? That's my picks for tonight. I can't show you those. And I think that's it. I picked up one of these.
Somebody's looking for one of those.
You got it.
Shark, I also have one coming.
Yeah. Well, I actually had it.
We should just hold it back from him.
I got one coming too, but I'm not selling
$100. Yeah, I looked at 2 record stores. I couldn't find it.
It goes great for mine that's in the shrink.
I didn't even look at the wax yet. I just knew I had it. I found it.
It's good. So I have my record stabilizer that I put on it. So when you put that weight on, it plays fine.
So it has a little dish.
A little bit, yeah.
Don't you have a record pod?
Have you tried the flattener yet, or it didn't do anything?
So let's talk about that real quick. All right, let's just sidetrack. Squirrel, we saw it. It's up the tree. Damn it, Scott. I record pied one set of records, did an amazing job. Someone purchased a record from me. It was sealed. It still played. They were like, hey, Gonzo, record's awesome. It's warped just a little bit. I'm like, does it affect playability? And they're like, no. I said, I tell you what, just send it back to me. And let me flatten it for you. I'll take care of it free of charge. They did that. I murdered that wax. I murdered it.
You gotta watch it. You gotta like in the oven. You just gotta watch it, like check it.
So I went with, I'm not gonna say the name, but I went with a very trusted source's settings.
Johnny.
But for some reason, the record pie went, no, we're gonna go above that. I had it set at the temperature. And it turned into HAL 5000. It started talking, and it was like, Jake, we're now turning it up to 150. No, record. We have it set at 140 though. No, Jake, 150.
150. Yeah, you're gonna mess it up at 150.
Yeah.
It's now a fruit
bowl. there was nothing I did. So needless to say, it got heat damaged, and I did the right thing. I went ahead and gave her my sealed copy and said, listen, don't worry about it. I have another sealed copy. Take it, and I'll take the burnt one. So yes, long story short, I don't want to murder another record. I don't want this thing to have a mind of its own and start toasting.
Well, you know those things come, and you can find them online. They come with instruction manuals.
We'll help you out. We'll help you out.
Settings, Jake.
You know, I did pull that up. That's a great thing. I did. So
good tip.
And it's not hard. It's not hard to work. I mean,
did you get the app? Did you get the app to work, or not doing the app at all yet?
I didn't do the app. No.
Because the app you can set it. It's easier to set it.
Yeah,
but you gotta remember, guys.
We'll work on that.
DUMMEE dumb.
No, you just have negative influence on electronics. That's all.
I blame Chris.
All right. So Jake, what are your new arrivals?
What are your new arrivals?
So what did I get? So compliments of lovely John Darren Camp and Retta, aka Channel 910. A very lovely, hard to get press, 1991 European original press of Little Bonnie Raitt, Little Luck of the Draw, great album. The next one, I'm going to save that one for last. One of my favorite soundtracks, which is Garden State.
Oh. Beaches.
Garden State. I thought it was Beaches. I'm sorry.
Did you pick up that damn Muppets yet?
Beaches is his second favorite.
Or still Magnolias.
Yes.
Tender Mercies.
Oh gosh. Hey, Robert Duvall, he did a good job singing. He's got a nice voice, right?
It is Robert Duvall singing, though.
It is. So this record store day grab I got, I have to brag about it for a second because I really think that everybody needs to seriously give this a try. Give it a listen, because I'm going to tell you something. Even this man in his 80s, he has not lost a step. His voice is still as beautiful as it was when he was the front man of Yes. And I'm talking about John Anderson and the band Geeks. This, guys, it's essentially a Yes album. But what impressed me about this record is how strong John Anderson's voice is today. You know, a lot of the greats that we grew up listening to as they're getting into their 70s and 80s, their voices are gone. There are two people to where I'm like, you know what, they still have it. That's when I saw The Who's 50th in 2015. Roger Daltrey didn't miss a beat. He's still got power in those lungs. And then when I listened to this record, I was so impressed and how strong John Anderson's voice still is. He sounds amazing. So it's John Anderson and the Band Geeks. The name of the album is called True, 2-record set. You know, why don't you check it out on YouTube before you buy it, see if you like it. I think you will. It's great. Those are my new additions.
All right, Scott is up.
Okay, so I picked up a music on vinyl, Essential Golden Earring. So you get Twilight Zone and Radar Love on the same record.
Greatest driving song ever.
Yeah, it's great. And, you know, this is timely because we had that terrific closing arguments episode where we were arguing post-grunge rock, and I'll throw up, got 7 Mary 3, Orange Avenue here.
Orange.
Love this record because I like the sound of the band, but like I said, the James, I forget his last name, he is a killer lyricist. The lyrics are just so nice on 7 Mary 3. And
another version.
One? Another copy.
I got the Rhino
Number
Hot
455.
I am almost ready for a shootout of NXS Kick and report back to you guys.
Number
which one is the best
455.
That's funny.
One of the greatest records ever, right there.
Is that better than this
Scott,
one?
you should.
Oh
do
yeah,
a total.
they don't have a record anywhere close to the quality of Kick.
I think you need to do like a complete shootout with everything that you have.
Well, I had the Japanese in my store. I don't have it personally, so I need to get another Japanese Kick. And when I do that,
do a sound off. Yeah, there
I have
you go.
the OG, the Analog Productions, the MoFi, the Rhino Hi-Fi, and the Japanese. So there'll be 5 versions in the test.
Now you sent
Go ahead.
Did you get the message I sent you about Music on Vinyl is now doing another level of audiophile pressings called either it's Art 1 or Art Tone.
Yeah, and I saw it. It's interesting because that first release, the Golden Earring Moontan, one of my customers, Harvey Jason, wants me to find it on Japanese, and it's almost impossible to find Japanese. I think I'm going to send it to him and say, I know you want a copy of Moontan Japanese, but this is probably going to be really, really good. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do.
That was their first, although they seem to have the rights with the Golden Earring because they've done a lot of Golden Earring releases.
Yeah,
I was a little surprised seeing that being their first release, but
it has Radar Love, so it is the thing that kind of kicked off the Golden Earring fandom.
Floyd Monday with a hot take.
Yeah, he did an extensive review of that record on Discord. Yeah. Go over there and read it.
Yeah, so follow us on the Discord. You can see what Floyd actually took a nice subjective listen to it, and he still didn't like it. So follow us on Discord and
very hot take.
Yeah. So
based on that listening, Floyd now has voted post grunge. So I think we actually won that in the fan vote.
No, you didn't actually.
Well, I noticed you closed it as soon as grunge got ahead 4-3. You closed it real quick.
No, it was on it closes automatically after 24 hours.
There will be ethical inquiries.
Just 24 hours.
Internal audit will be
the whole thing.
Sure.
Stinks to high heaven, Sean.
Well, it automatically closes after 24 hours. I have no control over that. I didn't close it, and it was actually still pretty close. Yeah. Again, you're comparing, they're all intertwined. It's just whatever. All right. So there's our selections for our picks for the week that we picked up this week in stores. Put in your chat if there's anything you picked up this week. Let us know. Maybe
Kurt Cobain has opinions about it, but my camera won't focus. Anyway, there's a sticker of Kurt Cobain.
All right, so this is the next part of the show where we talk about our essentials, the 500 essential records, and we got each one of us got 3 picks this week, and we always go with the guest to go first.
All right, so you get to review the list as you come on here. Scott sends you the list of the previous picks, so that way you don't double pick, and I was shocked that this album was not on the list. I know that the guests always say this, right? Where they cannot believe that such an iconic, like absolute must-own album was not on this list. So that being, this came out in 1986, and it is none other than Genesis, Invisible Touch.
Great record.
Phenomenal record, start to finish. So many great tunes. They sold an estimated 8 million worldwide, between 6 and 8 million. And US sales were between 3 and 4 million at the time. So just an absolute killer. And when you have an inner sleeve like this, I mean, it's got to be on the list, right? I mean, look at those guys. So absolutely phenomenal. They had U.S. singles, Invisible Touch, obviously, #1 in the Billboard Hot 100, In Too Deep, Land of Confusion, which was just always on play on MTV, that video. To this day, my kids, they'll pull up that video and watch it on YouTube because they just think it's so hilarious. But just this is where, I mean, they really shifted from that prog, the prog Genesis to full-on rock and pop Genesis, and they made a huge mark on the music scene when this came out. So did not win any Grammy Awards or anything, but they were always on the radio and always playing. So anyway.
There's 3 things Phil Collins can do. He can drum, he can sing, and he can sell records.
Yeah,
I mean, that man sold a lot of records.
Yeah,
he's good at getting married too, just not holding on to him.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah.
He's good at marriage and divorce. So I mean, the man's multi-talented.
Yes.
He also has a killer Alamo collection as well.
An Alamo collection?
Yes, all artifacts from the Battle of the Alamo. He has probably one of the largest collections ever that he donated to
the Alamo.
To the Alamo.
Well, someone had to steal them from the Alamo, so.
Yeah.
I mean,
My father just came in the chat and he says that he wants my Genesis album. So
Sorry,
Dad, you're not going to get my album.
He can get you another one for $27.
I'll find you one.
You can give him that one. All right, who wants to go next? I'll go next. All right,
go for it.
My first record for tonight is the second album from this band. They were a thrash band. Their first record was Kill 'Em All. The second record is Ride the Lightning. So the first album was great, and it was really a lot of thrash. But believe it or not, Cliff Burton had more of a musical background than the rest of the band. So he helped them grow by really introducing them to the basics of music theory to the band. So there was a little bit more, instead of just all thrash, they had some acoustic, different layering to add a new dimension to them. And this is probably why this record, according to Sticker too, #1 thrash album of all time, because it took their beginnings in Kill 'Em All and made it better. Why are you guys laughing at me?
Oh, we're laughing at the chat.
Oh. And what I thought was funny when I was reading this is that the recording costs, because back then they were on Megaforce, and Megaforce didn't have the money to cover the recording cost, so they had to go to the European label Music for Nations to cover the cost of the recording. So I think that kind of threw me off a little bit, because I guess their first album wasn't as big, but this one has, Fight Fire with Fire, Ride the Lightning, For Whom the Bell Tolls, Fade to Black. You can see more of an acoustic a little bit different than just thrash. So this is kind of the transition for Metallica, working their way to those what most of you guys like from Metallica, and this was the start. And we can thank Cliff Burton with his influences on this. And this is for me. This is the Metallica I love. I like new Metallica, but this was definitely. And if you talk to most bands, this album influenced them immensely. So you get their influences in a lot of people. And unfortunately, we lost Cliff Burton shortly after this, in a weird freak accident. What is the rumor that the bus? He had his head out the window of the bus and it flipped over or something?
No, he was asleep. He was sleeping.
Well, this is what I hear. It's so funny how you hear the story.
Apparently, the bus, they were driving at night or early morning hours. The bus hit some black ice, and the bus rolled, and he fell out of the window, and the bus was on top of him.
And it was in Germany, so Das Bus ran him over. Das Bus.
Well, I mean, I like the pick because I think of Metallica in 3 eras. You got the beginning, the first 3 albums. You got the middle era, then you got the later era. I think Jake and I are fans of the middle era more so. But we
Black Album is the
first
best.
3 albums mean a lot to a lot of people, so it is appropriate to get one of the first 3 on there.
And you can see where Fade to Black kind of brings you into those newer, like with One and all that stuff.
And then they shifted again.
Was kind of my introduction. Right?
They shifted again with Load, right? With Load, they absolutely made a different change in a trajectory where they shifted again to a different style of metal like that. So
some people call it growing. I mean, I think it's growth over time because again, you guys were talking about before that they couldn't have kept up that thrash metal forever.
No, it's going to turn into just a niche kind of, a niche, right? Tomato.
And that's why I think with this album, you started to see it, especially with Fade to Black. You had that kind of ballady type song. Yeah. So that was my pick. So who wants to go next?
I guess I'll go ahead and go. We'll save Scotty. We'll save the best for last. This is also another record that probably should have mentioned, but the reason why it's getting a mention now is because originally when we were starting the Essentials, we weren't really adding soundtracks. We weren't going to do live records. We figured, hey, what we'll do is we'll just kind of, put those in its own category. But it got to a point we were like, you know what? Some of these damn live records are so good. We might as well just start incorporating them into the Essentials. This one probably needs to be mentioned because in all honesty, this live record, in my opinion, is actually his best record. Didn't really have super huge hits per se on a lot of his albums, but for whatever reason, this live record is just what I think kind of brought him to mega stardom, if you will. He was a teen idol. He was with a band, Humble Pie, prior to going solo, and the artist we're talking about is Peter Frampton. The album that we're going to talk about, obviously, is the classic Frampton Comes Alive, which was released in 1976. So this is obviously a staple of an album everybody has to have. Everybody has to have it. It was the one record I thought Peter Frampton, when I was a kid, I really thought this was the only album he ever did because it was really the Frampton that was always played on the radio was from this record. I never heard studio versions of Show Me the Way and Do You Feel Like We Do, right? Everything was off of this record. And the album versions, right, are good. But there's something about it. It's just the entire vibe of the record, and it all ties into the performance, but also how the audience was receiving those particular shows that night. Man, he had them engaged, and I mean, I think playing that record and hearing it just, I don't know, it lit a fuse. So this album came out in January of '76. It's about 75 to 80 minutes long, depending on the variant that you've got on the edition. It's A&M Records. It did about 8 to 10 million, I think, in the U.S. Worldwide, it says 8 to 12 million, but it probably sold way more than that. Obviously, as Show Me the Way live, Baby, I Love Your Way live. Do You Feel Like We Do? Which has always been my favorite Frampton song. And that song is what brought the talk box.
Yeah.
And
everybody sings that guitar solo and wah, wah, wah. I mean, everybody.
Yep. So if you think about this, were there other artists that probably did it prior to Frampton? Yeah, but for whatever reason on this record, it brought a talk box craze. Crazy or not, being a Floyd fanatic that I am, listen to Dogs. David Gilmour does a talk box on Dogs. Then there's Sheep, and then you've got, it's not on Dogs. I'm brain farting, but he actually plays a talk box on Animals. It's you can hear it. He doesn't do it very long, but it's there. You've got Joe Walsh, obviously, that does his talk box on what Eagles? That's probably off of Long Run. So, in the late 70s, going into probably early 80s, a lot of people were doing it, but Peter Frampton is the one that kind of brought it into the forefront. And I think some of the other artists just went with it.
Yeah, I mean, there's no more popular talk box than Frampton Comes Alive.
Yeah.
Probably second is Richie Sambora, right? On Living on a Prayer,
Oh my God! See, like you don't even think about it until like you mention it. And you're like, yeah, it's crazy how many albums after this, right? How many people used it and kind of where they had it, right?
I went to the record store today because I wanted to get a copy of Frampton Comes Alive because I've had two and sold them both, and I regret it every time. And I was talking to the guys at the record store for how many there are out there. I mean, like you said, 10 to 12 million records that they sold of this record.
Got the classic ringware.
They said they can't find it anymore. For whatever reason, it's drying up. So I don't know if people are hanging on to it because they're rediscovering how good that album is. But
I'm telling you, Chris,
that I sold mine too because I
nailed
can't find it now.
I had to go buy this today, y'all. I had to go to my record store because they had 4 or 5 copies when I was there last. I went there today. Guess how many copies they had? 1 left. And it was this one.
Yeah.
And I snagged it. Now, I had the Japanese press that was gorgeous. We've always talked about it. When you get a U.S. press, you've always got this ringware, right? Now, the jacket's always just kind of beat up, which is this classic patina. This is VG Plus when a Frampton Comes Alive jacket cover.
Yeah.
But the Japanese presses are pristine. Back to Gilmour. Pigs, 3 different ones. If you listen to that on Animals, you'll hear David Gilmour kind of doing his talk box. Kind of brain farted. It came back. But, one of those that we probably should have talked about a long time ago, and we're finally kind of getting to it. I wanted to see if there's any other notes in here. What's crazy is I read the critical reception on it, and when it came out, it got mixed reviews, but it was a fan favorite amongst all of Frampton fanatics. But for whatever reason, it kind of shocks me that some people liked it, some people hated it, and this has gone down to be one of the greatest live albums of all time. So that's my opening record. Frampton Comes Alive. I know we all here probably have one.
Well, I've sold mine, but
except for the ones that sell records they're not supposed to sell.
So there you go.
I've sold it 8 times. I've had 8 copies.
So I suggest, according to Grateful Dentist, Vinyl File just did a pressing of it. So you guys need a good press sounding version of that because I know most copies I see,
they're trashed.
They're trashed.
They're party albums,
It's a great candidate. You could pick up the Vinyl File because I'm sure they use a tip-on jacket for that, so it's not going to get ringware. Or the Japanese press is beautiful of that.
Nice the cardboard is so thick, man. Yeah, it's perfect. Ringware.
How much does a Japanese press go for?
It's not too bad. It's like mid-40s.
Yeah, $40 to $50.
Yeah,
all right.
It's affordable. I'll probably get another one.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting the Vinyl File because I have a beat-up used copy like everybody else, and I like quiet. I'm very most of my vinyl
turning into a snob.
Well, it just you upgrade and your turntable. I don't have a cheap needle on any turntables right now, and I don't like playing
Right.
I mean, I think we're all.
If you're going to
I
pay
think
for
we
the
all
needle, then
there.
get the good vinyl that's going to
Get
sound
the
great
good
on
stuff.
it.
No,
So,
I agree. And Scott and I, we were actually talking about that, about kind of needle upgrades. I'm actually getting ready to kind of finally do that. I've got a decent.
I got to buy
needle,
two
but
right now.
We should do a discussion about that maybe next week or something about
do a needle party.
Well, because there's a low end table, depending on what you own in your collection, your needle kind of has to reflect that. Because if you have a high end needle and your VG plus, it's going to pick up a good needle is going to pick up all the noise, but a lesser needle is going to ignore some of that.
Yeah.
It really is one of the best sound investments you can make. If you're down on a lower end cartridge and you have a decent table, put a mid tier cartridge on there. It'll change how you hear your records.
Yeah.
All right, so Scott's turn.
Okay, I just want to acknowledge, Floyd pointed out that that record, that Frampton record, created a whole trend of a bunch of live records. It's very true. Everybody's putting out live records. As a matter of fact, another group that, I think that might be the only Frampton you really need to own. Certainly, it's the only one that's going to be an essential. I don't own any Frampton except for that record. Another group where you can make the argument their live record, maybe their best, most acclaimed record, is Cheap Trick, live at Budokan. Great record, came out not long after that record came out. So, all right. So we've been, studying up on the, now that we're getting closer to the end than the beginning of the 500, we've been going back and seeing what omissions we've made that we need to make sure we get records in. And you'll see some of those coming. Some of them are coming tonight. Some of them are coming over the next couple of weeks. They were never not going to make it. It's just, how things go. You don't have 500 till you get to 500. So, and it's actually going to be 600 because we included live and soundtracks. Yeah, that one was not on there, but we did have 2 Genesis records already in the 500. So this is another one of the obvious ones. Rolling Stones, Exile on Main Street. Now we have in the 500, we have Sticky Fingers, which is a top 5 all-time record for me. I love Sticky Fingers. And we have Steel Wheels. Jake put Steel Wheels in, which is a great record too, and an underappreciated record from the Stones. So let's talk about, Chris just grabbed this copy of Sticky Fingers, which is, I would say, is a tight single LP, well put together. Like, it just flows from one song to another. It's got some variation of sound on it. It's just a wonderful record.
It's my favorite.
Now, this one is a 2 LP. A matter of fact, when it came out, the critics were kind of, well, there's a lot of, like, it could have been pared down to 1 LP. And over time, as critics will do when they get it wrong, now this is a masterpiece, if critics, And I think what makes it enjoyable, it's not a concept record, but to me, when I listen to it again today, it plays like a concept record. Like if the theme was just blues. I hear some really even Delta blues in this record, more so than some of the other Stones. Stones are a blues rock band, but on this, especially the album cuts, it comes out a lot more. They're paying homage to their great blues legends. But, if it was a single LP, it would be a killer single EP if they cut it down to, the main song. So what were the singles? Okay, one of my all-time favorite Stones song, Tumbling Dice, is on here. Just classic. Many people have had a hit record with Tumbling Dice, including Sean's favorite, Linda Ronstadt.
Her eyes get you every time.
Yeah, got a great Keith Richards vocal on here on Happy. It's just an enjoyable album listen. I was really surprised because I always thought, well, there's some songs on there I don't like. When I listened to it today, I was like, no, actually, every song is pretty enjoyable on this, and it really is a classic. I meant to get the song list, but there is a couple. Let me see if it's on here. Rip This Joint is on here. That's a great Stone song. Rocks Off is on here. but the last two, Shine a Light with the gospel choir sound in it, it's beautiful. And then the very last song is Soul Survivor, which is, I don't know why that wasn't a single. That song has classic Stone single written all over it. But, they were a lot of under the influence, probably their worst when they were on drugs, and they were in France and avoiding English taxes, and they were in a mansion, and there was some tension in the band around this period, but they made a great record, and certainly my second favorite Stones record. So we'll get Exile Main Street from 1972 in there.
That is a good pick.
And I will say, appreciate everybody's engagement on Discord. That's really picked up the past 4 or 5 weeks. And, we do read those. And somebody had suggested for closing arguments, we do Stones versus the Beatles. We're going to do it. It might not be episode 2, but it is coming. Stones versus the Beatles. We're looking for a new judge. We're going to appoint a new judge.
A new judge?
Why?
Yeah,
because the bribe didn't work last time?
Well, if the rulings don't go the way you want, you just get rid of the judge and appoint a new judge. That's the era we live in.
That's true.
Rigged.
All right. I think I'm up, right?
You're up.
So, all right.
Tucker.
So
I just got disbarred, apparently.
You got this bad.
I think I have an argument that Genesis was better than that Rolling Stones album, but we'll let that go. That's fine.
It's not a very good one, so we're going to move on.
So my next album came out in 1988. I have distinct memories of riding my bike to the music store and picking up a free cassette tape of a promo for this band. I still have that tape somewhere in a box around here to this day. But this is a super group. In fact, I think it's more of a mega group comprised of just heroes of the music that we all enjoy and love and listen to. That is the Traveling Wilburys Volume 1. Absolute great album. Jeff Lynne from ELO, Roy Orbison, Tom Petty, Bob Dylan, George Harrison from the Beatles. Come on. This thing absolutely rips and phenomenal. Let me pull up some details here. I think it was 7.1 million worldwide is what I saw when I was researching that they sold of this record. And U.S. chart position, it peaked at number 16 on the Billboard 200. Higher internationally, top 1 to 5 in several countries. Supergroup that combined the strengths of all of these guys into a relaxed, rootsy set of collaborative pop rock songs. Just absolute phenomenal, great album. And unfortunately, Roy Orbison died shortly after this album came out. All of these guys got a little bit of a bump in their record sales when this record came out. Kind of brought them back into the limelight a little bit, and pretty cool. So it received Grammy nominations and broad critical acclaim. Brought back a lot of just memories from them when they're earlier in their career. So, yeah. I think that's
Chris, a great pick, and that actually was. We talked about that record a lot during the last week's supergroup discussion. Absolutely great record, deserves to be on. It's always funny. I think when we have discussions like around the top 5, or we're doing a special segment, we forget we haven't put some of these records in the top 500.
Yeah.
So when you picked it, I was like, "Oh, that's in there," and I looked. I was like, "Oh no, it's not in there."
Yeah, I didn't watch the supergroup discussion either, so I picked this independent. No, I didn't know that till just now, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, highly recommend. If you don't have this, this is an essential. Chris has already won round 2.
Rude.
All right, so this is so that was on Warner Brothers, that record there, and an artist that's on that record, right at that same exact time, signed with Warner Brothers, and that artist was Tom Petty.
There you go.
Great record.
And it's funny. This is considered his second solo album, which makes you laugh. I mean, because really, the Heartbreaker, it's always really been Tom Petty, but this is his second solo album.
Well, it's always been Tom Petty and Mike Campbell. Mike Campbell's on that record, and he's on Full Moon Fever too.
Well, and they all ended up. They all played, but Rick Rubin, they kind of wanted to be able to have the ability to branch out and have other artists come in and play. So that's why it wasn't a Heartbreaker record. This came out in 1994. 3-time platinum. Of course, Wildflowers on here, but also You Don't Know How It Feels was another big song on here. Crawling Back to You is one of Scott's favorites, a great song on there also. There was a song that was left off that was given to Rod Stewart, which was Leave Virginia Alone, which actually showed up on the deluxe version. This has got a bunch of extra tracks to the original version. What else was I going to say about this album? It's such a great
record.
It's such a great album.
That is a great album.
Yeah, why is there no version 2 of Traveling Wilburys?
It was a joke. I should have mentioned that. They also all had different names on the album. They didn't use their real names, and I forgot to mention that Volume 2 doesn't exist. It goes right to 3. It was like,
oh, come on, Chris. We can have some fun with people going out looking for
Can you find me Volume 2?
Sorry. Sean, keep going. Sorry.
So from the success of Traveling Wilburys, probably gave this a little bit of bump, but this is just an amazing album. I hear Wildflowers playing in my head like all the time because I'm just that crazy. But again, this is the one I added. Cool artwork. Get this one. This is a great addition for that. I don't think did it ever get an original vinyl release?
Yes.
Because it was 94?
They're pricey. They're very expensive.
Is it a Euro press, probably?
I think there's a US and a European.
Yeah, I'm going to guess the modern presses probably blow the OG out of the water.
Yeah.
They took a lot of care with those Tom Petty reissues when they came out. They sound fantastic.
Yeah, so that is my second choice, guys. Give it a listen.
Is that Wildflowers and All the Rest? Is that the one you have, Sean? Yeah, that's the one to get, by the way. Don't get the regular, get the and All the Rest. It's got some really good additions to it. It's amazing what they left off that record.
Yeah, there's another whole, and that Leave Virginia Alone is included with this, which was given to Rod Stewart. All right, so that's my second pick.
My second pick, and I'm going to have Grateful Dentist. I'm going to have Adam kind of come in here and put in a little bit of his insight because he is a monster Deadhead. And he knows everything Grateful Dead. I appreciate the band and love the band. Got into them much later in life. What I can tell you is that this is personally one of my favorite Dead records. It might not be Adam's or some of the Deadheads that are out there, but what I do love about it is it's produced very well. It's probably one of their better sounding albums. It has my favorite song on it called Franklin's Tower. And this was actually recorded at Bob Weir's house in his home studio during the quote unquote their retirement in 1975. Those notes I got from Adam, so I want to give him credit on that because I would not have known that. But thank you, Grateful Dentist, for that. And this would be 1975's Blues for Allah. Why do I love this record? Because it sounds so damn good, and Franklin's Tower is pretty much one of my favorite one of my favorite songs in their entire catalog. It just sounds great. The riff, the solo, everything about it screams Grateful Dead. And anytime you hear them, it's just, they just have that sound. And you can't, Jerry Garcia probably might have always looked at himself and really never thought of himself as a frontman or a singer. But when you hear Jerry Garcia sing, there you go. Man, he can't.
All right, there we go.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I agree with you, Jake. That's the first Dead record I listened to and said, "My gosh, this sounds good."
It
I
sounds
don't
really
think
good.
most of their studio records sound good, but Blues for Allah sounds very good.
It does. So, and it's crazy, right? There were no big, hits. I think a lot of Grateful Dead albums that we review it, one common thing that you'll see is no major mainstream singles, but like who gives a damn? Because we know they make great music, they have great songs, they're catchy. We obviously know them for their reputation as a live band and their bootlegs and their 40-minute, just jams, which is why so many people love to listen to their bootlegs, because that every concert, they'll play maybe the same set list, but every song is going to be different at every, city that they play in, right? So this album didn't really have any major singles, and it was only a gold record, but for Grateful Dead standards, I think a gold record is a huge accomplishment for the band. And this just blends a lot of jazzy themes, a lot of instrumental experimentations, which makes the Grateful Dead so awesome. Is just, again, when you listen to a record, any Grateful Dead record, especially for me with this album, it's all about kind of being taken on a journey, whatever that journey is that you want to be on, wherever you want to go. Somehow you could kind of figure out a way to have that record kind of take you there. Reception wise, again, it was another mixed review record, but there was praise just on the adventureship, if you will, of kind of the music that they did play. They've found it uneven compared with the band's live reputation. And again, over time, and I'll read it. It says, over time, it's appreciated by fans for its unique place in the Dead catalog. So I don't know if Adam is still here, but I wanted to see if there was anything else in particular that he wanted to kind of chime in on the record, because I know he also likes the album as well. But I just felt, everybody talks about, Working Man's Dead, and he's off making fancy sauce.
Yeah.
Right. So, a lot of people go in and they talk about the typical Dead albums that kind of really brought them to the forefront. I'd really like to, talk about some of the records that I think no one's listening to that they should listen to. So that's my second choice.
I do like the saxophone part in is that in the Tower song? I forgot what the title was now. But there's a song where he's going back and forth with the saxophone. It's really cool.
It's not Franklin's Tower.
I forget which track it is, but there's a track on it that has a saxophone in it that I particularly liked because I'm a sax player. So
did you play the sax on it?
No, it was not me. No.
But he could.
He could.
Yeah.
He could do it.
And that album came out right after the 1974 Wall of Sound.
Yep.
Yes.
That
I was waiting
here.
for Adam to come in and chime in on the Wall of Sound.
But yeah, he can look at the wall and tell you what year that wall was. I'm pretty sure this was 1974. All right, so impressive. Scott, you're up with your second.
Okay, since Floyd, I think this is a tough round. Got the Wilburys, you got Petty, you got some Dead. So I'm just going to go with, I'm not going to win this round, so I'm going to put my somewhat obscure record into this round and save the next one to hope I can win the next round from Floyd. But, and it is a modern record, 2019, and it's this record, Yola. She's British. Walk Through Fire.
Great one.
And if you are a fan of neo soul, this is one of the best neo soul records out there. Produced and on their label, Dan Auerbach's label. So of the Black Keys, he plays on the record too. Produced it. It is straight up neo soul, and the songs are just terrific. The whole record is good.
It is now on my want list because of you.
Well, thank you. That's what we're trying to accomplish. And I've certainly added records to my collection because of records that people have brought up here and said, hey, you got to listen to it. And even sometimes Jake. But This is I got to give credit to Goner Music in Memphis. I was in that store on vacation, and I said, "Hey, I really like Leon Bridges. You got anything in the neo soul?" And he went and got this record. So this record was somebody's recommendation to me, and it's just fantastic. And I will say, if you don't follow their label, there's another record by a lady named Jessie Wilson, who Patrick Carney, the drummer from Black Keys, produced that. It's fantastic neo soul too. So anyway, this is really good. If you like neo soul, I think everything that they produce has a little bit of Black Keys DNA in it too. You can hear that if you listen to it. I can't imagine you wouldn't enjoy it. This is just a really amazing record. It was nominated for a Grammy under Americana Roots Rock. It didn't win. It didn't sell a lot, sold less than 50,000. But hopefully time will be kinder and people will keep discovering this record like we do. You know, we have records on the list when they came out, they were not popular at all. Elton John is a big fan of hers, and worth finding. At least stream it, give it a shot. I think you'd be pleasantly surprised. So if you like anything in that neo soul, that's one of the best neo soul records to come out in the last 10 years.
Yeah, and almost everything that comes out in that Easy Eye record label is phenomenal. So if you like Black Keys and that neo soul sound, it's all going to be in that same pocket. It's so good.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Stacy's crazy. We're being graded, and Stacy, will you give us the results at the end of the show?
How can you grade a record you don't know, Stacy?
Well, she's grading us on.
Us, yeah. Well, I hope I convinced a few people to go. At least I got Chris to listen to it, and he added it to his want list after he heard it.
Yep. All right. So I think I'm up, right?
You're up.
You
All right. So I'm going to exhibit something that, your earlier question, like, do I want stuff in the shrink or not? Here you go. This is in the shrink. Does not have height, but it does have vintage price stickers on it. So there you go. This is also going to be in the live record genre. So this is a live album from 1981. Estimated, I think it sold just over 2 million copies, and it's picked up recently because people are like rediscovering it. And I think this is a phenomenal example of a live album. It was recorded and mastered by Bob Ludwig. So if you know that his work, he does very good work. And I would highly recommend picking up a copy of Al Di Meola, John McLaughlin, and Paco de Lucia, or Luca, or how you want to pronounce it. Phenomenal live. This is not so it fits into a jazz record, but it's a mix. It's flamenco, it's jazz, it's Brazilian, it's everything. And it's all acoustic guitar. So it's three dudes absolutely crushing the acoustic guitar on stage, live, in front of an audience. It was recorded at the Warfield in San Francisco, and absolutely just phenomenal jazz fusion, classical technique playing. So it is not just Floyd, I challenge you. I knew it was coming. Floyd, I challenge you to listen to this album. I think that you will like this album because it is not your typical jazz album. It is three guys playing acoustic guitar. It is freaking amazing. So I would highly recommend.
If I may, real quick, Tucker, I will agree with Chris on this. I was in his show, his last show. He played this album. It sounds damn good. It sold immediately. So I'm just going to tell you, brother, give it a listen. I actually think you'll appreciate it. You'll like it.
It is not a typical jazz record.
No, I wasn't familiar with it when Chris submitted it, and I did go out and listen to it. It sounds amazing. I was just on streaming, and it sounded amazing.
Yeah. So I don't know how they did it, but it sounds like you're like dead center on the stage with these three guys playing. And they do pan. So if you get the vinyl, they actually will put, if you look at the track list on Discogs, they even tell you which channel. So you have like, John McLaughlin in the right channel, and you have Al Di Meola on the left channel, and then they'll put the other guy Paco like in the middle or something like that. So he strategically will place them to help give you that width of the soundstage that you're actually there live with them. So I highly recommend picking up this album. Totally worth it. Phenomenal record. Must own. It's an essential. Period.
And it's a Bob Ludwig, which he seems to do really well with live performances and bringing it to you. Not just famous for the heavy bass on Led Zeppelin 2, but the live albums he really were able to make you sound like you were there, and that's one of his best attributes of mastering a record. Is he's great with live.
Absolutely, and this record is like the reference point for when you start talking about live acoustic music. This is the album that 9 times out of 10 will come up in the conversation as to what they're shooting for. It really is an amazing example of live acoustic guitar playing, and is just like Frampton Comes Alive is like the example for live rock albums. This is equally as great for live acoustic albums. So get it.
Cool. I've seen that record a million times. I've never even have had a thought. I've never even thought about it. And I've seen it, so I'm gonna have to give it a listen.
In the shrink with the hype.
What price?
Vintage price stickers. Friday Night in San Francisco is the name of the album, and it was recorded in San Francisco in December of 1980 at the Warlock Theater there, and it was like lightning in a bottle. Absolutely crushed it.
All right. So it's now my turn. I have, and this is a record I did not listen to when I was younger. It wasn't in my neighborhood.
Muppets Take Manhattan.
That's next time. No, this is, when I was younger, hip hop was not something that anyone introduced me to. So this is stuff we had to listen to much later in life. And that is, and I always forget the name because it's long. It takes a nation of million to hold us back. This is their second album. Their first album sold about 300,000 copies. Not a huge reception. The mainstream, it didn't get as much love as it should have, but it never made like the regular charts. But in R&B and hip hop, it was all over the charts. This was their concept. Sean wins. The concept really was they wanted to do a hip hop version of Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It On, right? Yeah. So this has got political background. It's got a lot of great things. It's sound like an idiot now, but what was I going to say? I had all kinds of things I wanted to say on this.
Oh, there's Adam. There he is. Now he shows.
It came out in 1998. Again, it made the hip hop and R&B charts, but it only peaked up to 47 on the Billboard 200. And it received widespread acclaim. Unfortunately, it didn't get that mainstream like most people were, Beastie Boys and stuff like that. But this record really took fire. This is a record that anyone who sings hip hop now, this was their major influence. This is probably considered one of the greatest hip hop albums of all time and one of the most influential. And again, it covered political topics and kind of on the stylings of Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It On. Is that right? Yeah. So that is my choice. And I never thought I'd ever pick a hip hop album, but I actually love listening to this. I had gotten an OG copy maybe 2 years ago, and I gave it a good, test listen. And I'm like, well, I like this. And I didn't think I was going to, but there's my pick.
It is a seminal hip hop record.
Yeah.
We're a little light on hip hop. As Stacy said, we got 4 women on the record, and I think they have some coming. We are trying to round that out, and make sure it is rock centric, but we're trying to make sure there's samplers in there from jazz and country and other stuff too.
I will say this. I will give Flavor Flav some credit because one of my big crushes as a young kid
Was Flavor Flav?
Was Bridget Nielsen, and he and Bridget were an item. So I got to give it to Flav.
How many height? What was the height difference?
Probably three feet at least.
So I will say, I didn't realize this. I was doing some research because Shark, when I first saw it, I'm like, really? It's like, so I went. I mean, it had been a long time since I listened to it. I mean, I listened to it when I was younger and stuff.
Yeah.
So I went back and listened. I was like, dang, I remember all of these songs, and I was doing the head bob and getting down. And Flavor Flav with all of his little color and mannerisms and the background and stuff was like adding to it. And then I started reading on it. And did you know that Flavor Flav is the most remixed hip hop artist voice in the world? Like his voice has been used more than any other hip hop artist voice, which is, I believe it because of all the stuff that he throws on in the background and everything. So
he's almost like a caricature of himself now, it seems.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. And you listen to him, you hear him right from the beginning, and it's like, okay, he isn't a sidekick. He's really into it and part of it. Where you see him more like a sidekick for some reason because of,
well, who do you remember most from Public Enemy? Flavor Flav.
Yeah.
Heavy D.
D.
Flavor Flav. Yeah.
For this
Flavor
argument,
Flav,
you can lie.
Flavor Flav. Flavor Flav. Tucker, actually, you're incorrect. I was talking about Grateful Dead, Adam, for about 19 minutes. I think Tucker was off by a minute. I was trying to get you in here so we could get your input, but you're here. So feel free to
talk about
drill
this
us
record
with your Grateful Dead acumen, along with some of your Flavor Flav.
Does he know what Grateful Dead album you picked?
Oh, what did I say?
He knows. Yes, I told him. So going into my third record, it's my favorite record. I mean, I like their first four. Their fourth album is what is looked upon as like their best album. I personally think their third is the best. And this is Wilco's Summerteeth. Now, this is a deluxe edition, but usually you would see the album title in blue across the moon here. But a great album. This came out in 1999. It's got some amazing songs on it. I think some of the songs that you probably would know is Can't Stand It. My favorite song on the album, which is How to Fight the Loneliness, which is a great record. It's got a great bass riff. It's such a chill song. But the one thing I really want to say about this record, I'm not going to go too much into it because I talked about the Dead for 27 minutes and 34 seconds, is Jay Bennett. Jay Bennett, what could I say about, just his influence on the band on their first four albums? He'd been with the band since 94. There was a lot of infighting, I think, during this time when they were making the record, when they were touring. He was on Yankee Hotel Foxtrot and basically left shortly thereafter. There's actually a documentary that kind of goes over a lot of that. But Jay Bennett had a monster influence with a lot of how the band's overall sound, especially coming into Summerteeth. He was a multi, he could play any instrument. He was a great producer. He did a Dead style. There you go. And his musical input and kind of what he did, especially like kind of getting in and doing a lot of the mixing. There was a lot of fighting within that between he and Jeff Tweedy on how the song should sound. But of course he later left and did a bunch of solo efforts, and then unfortunately we lost him in 2009. He overdosed accidentally on fentanyl, out of all things, because he had a hip ailment and was trying to get hip surgery, and he died not long after. But this record, when it came out, it was a little different compared to the prior two albums. But it's also, in my opinion, their best sounding. I like it better than Yankee Hotel Foxtrot, although I do think that is a great record. I really think you should give the third a listen to, and I think you'll agree with me. Yankee Hotel Foxtrot is great, but Wilco Summerteeth is better.
My favorite song on that album is 23 Seconds of Silence because there's no music. I'm just kidding. I'm not a huge Wilco fan.
And another thing too, right? This album was like one of the first records, not counting the previous, where like they used Pro Tools heavily on this. Mm-hmm. When Pro Tools was kind of coming into play and everybody was really kind of getting into it. So there were a lot of overdubs, if you will, but that's what made the record sound so good. So that's my third and final for the evening. Wilco, Summerteeth.
All right. And according to Rush, he likes the lead in and the right after the ass.
No, there's actually a track called 23 Seconds of Silence, and it's dead silent. I listened to the record today. I actually didn't mind it. It wasn't terrible, but I got to that track. I'm like, what?
How to Fight the Loneliness.
Like, why is there 23 seconds of silence? Like, what am I missing here? So,
well, I mean, I know you were joking, but I have fallen in a little bit of that with Wilco too. I have Yankee Foxtrot Hotel on vinyl. It's okay, but I just don't get them. I have all their stuff on CD. Just never been a band that's really drawn me in. I was talking to Jake because I was asking him because I knew people would say, "Oh, it should be Yankee Foxtrot Hotel."
Yankee Foxtrot is good, but it's completely different. Really, in my opinion, like I didn't like it when it first came out because it was a different sound. But again, all bands evolve.
Yeah, what I liked about this one though is I do like the Beach Boy tribute, if you want to call it that. There's a lot of Beach Boy feel and kind of poppy kind of stuff, but mixed with the tension of these like really hard lyrics. I mean, there's a lot of deep stuff that he's trying to sing about, but then you have this like happy-go-lucky kind of Beach Boy music over the top of it. So there is that tension, which made it interesting, but it didn't like wow me.
I just ended up being
silence.
I more or less their first three records are the ones I listen to the most. Yankee Foxtrot Hotel, I will listen to. I have it. I have the deluxe like box set, but I listen to the first three more than anything.
Yeah. What were we gonna say, Scott?
Well, I'm more of a Sunvolt fan. I like Sunvolt better than Wilco.
Too.
Good
too. A lot of people like the stuff they did with Billy Bragg, as well. There's a lot of stuff a lot of side projects that they did that were equally great.
So I guess we have a lot of live records tonight. I don't know that we teamed up on that, but I am going to do a classic live record, and it's not a big seller. I think it's a moderate seller. Probably gold, but it's one of my favorites, and it's just one of my favorite recorded moments is Lou Reed, Rock and Roll Animal, and I'm talking about that intro into Sweet Jane. The versions on this record I like better than the studio versions, and Steve Hunter and Richard Dick Wagner from they were with Alice Cooper for a while, so they played on Schools Out. They just added some muscle to this sound, and I don't know how long that intro is on Sweet Jane, but I could listen to them play it for 20 minutes. I mean, it's just amazing. So there's only 6 songs on this. Honestly, this is the Record Store Day reissue, and if you can find the Dynaflex, get the Dynaflex. The Dynaflex sounds better. I'm on the hunt for that, but this is a quick listen, and you're in and you're out, but it has a special feel to it, and it's just it's like those two guitarists, they really put some oomph into these songs, and I like it.
Floyd, I want to hear what you think after you listen to mine. Track 2 on that one, Heroin, is definitely an oddball song. That's my only real hesitation on that album. I do love the intro; it's amazing, like just rock and roll, just jamming. It's great. But that track Heroin is out there.
Yeah, well, Lou Reed was a little out there. You know, I'm a Lou Reed fan. I almost did New York instead of this record. And I just looked at the records and I said, that intro to Sweet Jane just earns a spot because I just think it's a special moment in live rock and roll.
Yeah.
That was captured on tape, and it's amazing.
Yeah. I recognize.
So that pretty much wraps up the essentials. So where are we going to now, Sean? Are we going to our top 5 segment?
We're going to the mystery.
The mystery top 5,
which none of us know. One of us suggested it, but we don't know where he went.
Well, I did not pick it, so I went to Discord and I had them brainstorm for me. So we crowdsourced the top 5, and then somebody made a recommendation. I thought that would be perfect for this week. So, Stacy's scoring is way off. She's like the freaking Russian judge.
I think this is the best thing that Stacy has typed in the chat ever.
So this is we love having Chris on. He has a lot of commitments and it's hard to get him pinned down, but we finally got him pinned down. So this one, not only do I love Chris, I love seeing Chris get animated. So I am sure to animate him a little bit with this top 5. And
animated, have him call you when he's cutting grass. You'll hear the most animated man.
So in honor of Chris, we're going to do Rush top 5 albums tonight.
Interesting. We'll see if we're friends after this, Scott.
This came from Lau, who couldn't join because he had a family function tonight, but he will figure it out when he watches the replay that I did take his suggestion. I thought, what better? Chris is on.
All right.
I love when people disagree with me, so I'm sure to create a lifelong enemy with this list because I guess I got into Rush early. I guess my exposure was one of my friends down the street. He had an older brother, so I was in like 7th grade or whatever, in 9th, and his brother would just stay in his room smoking dope all the time, listening to Rush. So I remember Hemispheres being real big with him, and so that's my first exposure to Rush. And I honestly, I thought they were okay. I wouldn't even tell my wife what the top 5 was. She was like,
at least he's not playing any.
Jeremy is leaving. She's done, Scott.
It's probably a good thing she's upstairs. I will tell a story. Like when the first raid train I was on, I gave away a Rush box set and it was sitting here on the desk. And she walked by and she goes, "What's that?" I said, "It's a Rush box set. And I'm giving it away on the raid train." She said, "Good. Nobody should be paying for that."
Oh, man. Wow. I hope it doesn't transfer over to my character.
Blasphemy, Chris says.
So here's the good news, Scott, before you start. I do appreciate and love every Rush album. So there's no real disappointment coming my way, but I will question your decision-making if it goes awry.
Yeah, well, it's and I'll be honest, like when I started listening to them, like these 5 albums just fell out as like my favorites. I always say you got to go do the re-listen because what you think about an album might not be what you think now. So did a lot of Rush listening secretly in my house, headphones on. No, just kidding. But anyway, we're gonna go.
I'm hoping number 1 is the Rush movie soundtrack.
That wouldn't be appropriate. All right, we'll go with number 5.
At all.
Presto.
Wow.
Love this record. It's a return to the guitar-oriented, just really good songs on it. Let me get my list here. If it had a couple more album tracks I liked, I could have moved it up because the sound of this record, I really like it. And when it came out, I think it met with a lot of fan approval because everybody saw they're going to quit sounding like the Police and get away from the keyboards, get back to the guitar, which I didn't mind that era as you're going to see, but really, really strong record here. Really appreciate it.
I actually would agree with that. I think that's in my top 5, and it's a phenomenal sounding record. They did a great job, and it's a hard one to find an original of.
Yeah, I picked up that box set when they released it. So
kudos to a band that was heavily influenced by a band that was around during their heyday. That's one thing. One respect I have for Rush is that they were so influenced by the Police and loved their sound and what they were doing, they kind of went that route a little bit, you know?
Yeah, they're like
Neil
harder
Peart
rock police on a few albums. So
Neil Peart was highly influenced and liked a lot of what Stuart Copeland was doing. So I always thought that was cool of them.
And then when they started off, it was Zeppelin influenced them. I mean, so like they were all over the place in the musical styles. Jazz,
over the place.
There's jazz that's influencing. I mean, it's they're taking the input from all the different things that they like and enjoy.
Got into all the prog bands, you know, as well. You know, like they just had major influences, and they went with a lot of that. I just always thought that was great about it.
And I will say, if somebody said, "Who's your favorite prog band?" I would say the prog elements of Rush are my favorite prog. I'm most entertained. Like they can go on and they have some 15, 20-minute songs, and I'm not bored. Like I said last week, prog, you know, when they go in this 3-minute keyboard, I'm like dozing off. Like, okay, you know, if that was a guitar, I might feel different, but don't need to hear those same 3 chords over and over again on the keyboard.
I do think Rush is different, and I do think they took prog to a different level to where I think people enjoyed, you know, would rather listen to a Rush 13-minute just kind of rambling music, if you will, compared to maybe another typical prog band. So I do agree with you there. I never get bored.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that on the re-listen, like I wouldn't say there were too many times I looked up and said, "What's this song? It's a stinker." I found something interesting in every song. You know, their musicianship on their instruments is just amazing. They are very good players. Yeah. And I think Neil Peart, he grew a lot. Like all this mystical stuff early in Rush, I'm like, what the hell are you even talking about? You know? And he grew into be a little more of a mainstream lyricist, and I enjoyed those. I thought they were a little more accessible, and I like those songs better. So that's number 5 so far. Chris, on the outraged meter is a 0.
Yeah, right. I'm okay with that. I respect that.
All right, I might have this one a little bit lower than some people put it. I think it might be some people's number 1, but it starts out great. You know, the first 2 songs, which is a whole more than an album side worth of music. I think if you like this, it's going to depend on whether you like the song 2112 Overture, because it goes 20 minutes. And I find it very interesting, each part of it. It is an overture. I like it. And then it goes into Patches to Bangkok, which I like that song a lot. So really solid. I don't think the second side is as appealing to me as the first side. First side's as good as anything they did.
Yeah. You know? So this record, this was the record where they went to battle with the record label. Record label said, no, we want radio hits. And they said, okay, fine. We'll give you a side of radio hits. So that's why the A and the B side on this one are so starkly different. They said, okay, we'll do one side, but we get the second side and we get to do what we want to do. And that's what this album is. And so with the success of this album, the record label finally went, okay, you can do that. Yeah, you can do what you want now. You've proven yourself, and because this record sold through the roof.
Yeah, and I'm fully aware, like when I talk to people, like a lot of people cite this as their number 1 record, but I will say I think people are learning. I lean a little more into pop rock influences, a little more accessible, not a big fan of prog. So that probably explains why it's 4. I respect it. It is a good record, very good record. All right. So this might be another one that people are like, I would have had it higher. I think this is half a good record again. It's like half the songs are good. And I think it was an indication of when they went a little more commercial of what was to come.
Yeah, and which is their best album.
They did do that great, but they have a record, an accessible record, better than Permanent Waves, in my opinion. So, good record again. Probably when I really started paying attention to Rush was Permanent Waves. When I was like, okay, how can you not love Spirit of the Radio, right?
Yeah, it's such a phenomenal song. When you hear that, we hear that first track open up like that.
The intro is so great.
It's
I like
just
that guitar sound is perfect. Yeah. Yeah, if you can't like Spirit of the Radio, you're not going to like any Rush songs because that's a great song. All right, so
that's the song that my wife and I had our first kiss to.
Oh wow! Wow.
Yep.
But the real question: were you roller skating?
Of course, you have to.
All right, so I know it's got
Shark,
a lot of fans out
I
there.
don't think that those are Rush albums, so they don't count. Stop putting that crap in the chat.
All right, so here we go. This is the one that might draw a little eyebrow raise.
Yeah,
I love this record.
It is a good album. It is
good, but
Subdivision. This is good.
It would be in my top 5. I would not.
It would be It would be my number 4.
Number 4. Okay, so there's a lot. I think it's listening profile. What appeals to me, like this is probably the record where they didn't go on a long expose in any of the titles. It was all tight, had a fair amount of keyboards, but still had rock elements. I think when you want to look at that keyboard guitar blend, this might be the best example of where they really hit it.
Subdivisions is the perfect example of that, and all of them are absolutely crushing it on that song.
Yeah, New World Man, Analog Kid. Yep. I mean, there's so many great songs on this record. And like I said, it appeals to me because I just feel like it's a tight record. You get from one song to the other. And even the songs that weren't singles, they're very interesting songs. And again, excellent musicianship coming out of those guys. All right, number 1.
Grateful, what's gross? What's ew? Adam, what's your problem? You don't like that album?
He doesn't like. Oh, I like Signals.
I do. No, I do too. I definitely think it's top 5. Absolutely.
Yeah. So
we know number 1, 100%.
Right,
yeah. I mean, you got. They did. I mean, it's a stronger record than Permanent Waves. I think from all the way through the songs, and then you got. YYZ. I mean, you got like everything on this, and
Smoochie.
Yeah,
he's behind. He's talking about me and Jeannie kissing.
This has always been my favorite Rush record, and I think it's great, and I think it's significantly better than Permanent Waves. Although Spirit of the Radio and Free Will are great songs, I really like the stuff off of Moving Pictures better.
I think Moving Pictures and 2112 are the 2 albums that I think more, and I could be wrong, but I mean, at least how I felt, more people tend to gravitate towards when you talk about it.
They've got the more traditional rock and radio type play, pop type stuff, which is why I respect all of those. I don't have any real angst other than the only early album you had on there was 2112. I would have probably included
No Fly By Night.
Fly By Night in my top 5.
Yeah.
And Caress of Steel would have been in my top 5 as well.
Oh, really? That's kind of fans are usually divided on Caress of Steel.
Yeah. So the only reason why I think it deserves to be in the top 5 is because it was when that's when they put forward their sound. So Rush self-titled is. They even say it, that it's like their attempt to mimic Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin, yeah.
And but Caress of Steel is when they finally put forward this. They started messing around with prog a little bit, and when it first came out, everyone was confused. Like, what is this? This is a different band. What's going on? But looking back now, you go back and listen. It's like, wow, there it is. That's where the roots were, and that's where they really took off and started doing what they're known for. So
to further to remove the curtain on when you see the honorable mention, which era I leaned into. Of Rush, and
you got Farewell to the Kings in there, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah. Farewell to the Kings. It was the last record out. I will tell you. And when I was trying to sort it down, it's number 6 to me, and I had to throw these 2 records in because I know that they have some criticisms, but I liked Keyboard Rush. I found it interesting. And then when they say Keyboard Rush, there's still a lot of guitar playing. It's more subtle, and you got to listen to it. Maybe is not as many power chords, but I do think that probably,
Well, a lot of his
some
solos too. Like I feel like you lost a lot of Alex Lifeson's, just a lot of just his power solos that would come through. A lot of that synth stuff kind of took a lot of it out to where you almost felt like you could kind of just hear him in the background.
Yeah, I think, but I think he was probably. I don't know this for sure, but I'm going to say probably a fan of Andy Summers. I hear a lot of the same. He playing a similar role in Rush at that period that Andy Summers played in the Police.
Sure.
Yeah. So Floyd says I would have Farewell to Kings on the list. I would too, and I would also include with that obviously Hemispheres, because I think that's one album. Hemispheres and Farewell to Kings are one album, as previously exampled by making it on the list of 500. But Hemispheres is the one that has my favorite Rush album or Rush song, being La Villa Strangiato. It's just
one of my favorites.
Phenomenal song, and that is. They take you on a journey. It's not boring. It has peaks and valleys and streams and everything else in between. And I just really love that song. So
just watching Alex Lifeson play that live, watching him play that live and listening to it, it's like, how the hell can a human being create what he created? On that, and how hard that must have been for them to play that entire song live.
It is so technical. Yeah, it's so technical, and it is precision.
Which, if you watch the documentary, they even said, like, after Hemispheres, because of just the sheer technicality of it, they basically were like, done. It was a very difficult, I think, album to put together.
Okay, so Chris, you said Farewell to Kings. Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot. You got to give us your 5. If Farewell to Kings is on, which of my picks is out?
So
Presto.
Oh,
well,
Presto's so good.
I think I said at the beginning that might make my top 5, but because I count Farewell to Kings and Hemispheres as one album, that's
of course you do.
We're going to give that to you, though.
Hold up. Release dates.
I've always loved that. I've always loved Chris's explanation on that. So for those of you, it was the first time he came on. So Chris, because we are talking about Rush and we are actually ahead of schedule, please re-explain your reasoning to that.
The last song, what is it, of Farewell to Kings is the first part of the first song on Hemispheres. Or do I have that inversed? I may have that inversed. I forgot already. So I argue that it's a continuation. Therefore, because they didn't want to release a mega album, they broke it up. So it's one album. It belongs together. It's the Cygnus suite is what it is. So so that's
I'm just going to say that follow-up explanation didn't convince me anymore in the original. It's totally BS. One of the biggest scandals in 3 Men on the Record history.
So that would probably be number 2 for me. Those two. Number 1, I go back and forth. I think it has to be Moving Pictures. I just love every song on that album. Number 3, I think, would be
Permanent Waves?
No, it would be
Fly By Night.
No, it'd be either Caress of Steel or Signals. It's going to be number 3, one of those two. And then Fly By Night is probably number 4. And then whichever one was number 3.
You're kicking all my modern stuff out, Chris. You're showing your bias.
I like the older Rush. It is admittedly all because of this CD right here that I still have next to me. This was my first real dedicated exposure was Chronicles. This CD right here, Rush Chronicles, and the majority of this album is all of their earlier stuff. And so
somebody sold me a terrible pressing of that vinyl one time, and
now it's in my collection.
And that's just what you thought, and you gave it to Chris for peanuts. But Good for Chris. Well deserved. If anybody deserves a steal of a deal, he deserves it.
Full circle. I think I bought this at the same time, or maybe it was before, when I got the Traveling Wilburys cassette tape I mentioned earlier in this episode. I think it was the same music store. I know that. It was Harmony House in Farmington, Michigan. So anyway, I keep it right here next to me. I don't know why. It doesn't impart any power or anything. But...
I have that too.
Well, we could probably all show it,
Yeah.
Well, Sean's acting like the 4-year-old that you have at the grocery store that tells you it's time to get out of the grocery store. He's been spamming the chat with various titles of records that have the title Rush.
Van Halen all over
yourself,
again.
not
Terry.
a Rush fan?
I was giving you guys an out to make a better number one.
Floyd, I love Trees as well. That's one of my favorites as well.
I don't mind Rush. I just like making fun of Rush. It's more fun than listening to him. It's more fun than listening to him.
But y'all forget to mention, Roll the Bones could easily be number 5. Roll the Bones can easily be
Was there a Rush Hour 3 movie?
5.
I would definitely put Roll the Bones in the top 10 for sure. It'd probably be like 6, 7. I didn't say that on purpose. I didn't say that on purpose. By the way,
you guys keep moving Presto down. I'm like, that's
okay. Maybe 8, because I do enjoy Presto.
I would say
that's my problem. When you get into this, it's like you think of these individual songs on the albums, and it's like, man, how in the world?
I agree.
Okay.
I still think the Van Halen top 5 is far worse. I think you messed that up way more than you messed up the Rush top 5.
Well, I don't think I missed it.
Rush, Problem Duel, yeah. The best of Rush. Even more best of Tom Rush. All right, this is where we get into the question part of the show, guys.
Yeah, I like this.
We got a first question.
Chris, did you listen to Royal Philharmonic play the songs of Rush yet?
I have not, Floyd, but it's on my to-do list. I've had a very busy week, but yeah, it is definitely on there. I'm going to be doing that. Lyle, I'm here!
Adam goes, Chris, what Rush concerts are you going to? Well, I'll answer that. Adam, he and I will be going to see Rush in Dallas in June.
With one Lyle Hoffman. Well, nice. we'll be meeting up with him. He's not going because he stinks. He's not a good friend.
Well, Lyle, I don't know if you were here. I did give you credit. You did have the winning submission for the top 5 tonight. We did do Rush based on your suggestion. Thought it was great because I thought it was a good opportunity to tick Chris off. He's just too cool a customer. He didn't get ticked off.
I didn't disagree. I mean, I like all Rush albums, so it's hard for me to get upset about the top 5 when I love them all.
He always cheats. His top 5 is rigged. It's actually 10 albums. He combines them all together. He gets them all in the top 5.
Well, no one gives a damn about my top 5. That's okay. I'm going to give it
my
anyway.
top 5 Rush records were
Let's do it, Sean.
Rush Hour 2, Rush Hour, After the Gold Rush.
Can't we boo him yet or something? Can you do that?
I can do it.
It's so mean. I'm probably going to say for me, number 5 would probably be, I probably would go, I like their old stuff too, Chris. And I think Self-Titled and Fly By Night both deserve to be within the top 5. So I'm probably going to say Signals, number 5. Number 4 would probably be Fly By Night. Number 3 would be Self-Titled, their first. Number 2 would probably be Permanent Waves for me. Number 1 would be Moving Pictures. So I too really got into a lot of the latter stuff and didn't listen to the earlier stuff until I was, much older. But I love their first 2 albums. They're great. And I feel like they're forgotten a little bit. And I don't care whether they thought of them as a Zeppelin knockoff band or not. Self-Titled is excellent.
Oh yeah, it's phenomenal.
All right,
it rocks.
Okay, so Sean has a question from the.
We have a question on the board, guys.
Yeah, I'll kick it off, and I'm gonna have to give an estimate because I don't have a true count, but based on shelf space, I'm gonna say I have 2,000 records, and the artist I have the most of is, even though I gave 2 really crappy ones away, is Neil Young. I probably have 24, 25 Neil Young records. So,
do 45s count?
No.
All right.
Are you talking about Everybody's Rocking and Trans, perhaps?
Yeah. I mean, Jake made a mistake of telling me, he goes, I'm going to pick up a copy of Trans. And I was like, dude, I got like near mint copies of those crappy records here.
By far the biggest pieces of, I really want to say it, but I'm going to be PG. But you got to have them nonetheless.
All right.
So they had to have purposely been bad.
What do you have the most? Well, let's finish this question first about what you have in your personal collection. What's the artist you have the most of?
I answered it.
You're right. So everyone else.
So I have probably, I don't know, 3,500 records in my personal. But then I have a bunch of other ones that I'm selling from as well. So I probably have easily over 5,000 records in my house at any given point. But my personal is around 3,000, 3,500. And it's the most is going to be Rush. Then Lettuce. I have all of the Lettuce albums. If you guys don't know who Lettuce is, you need to go figure that out and go listen to them because they're really, really good. Scott, you would love Lettuce because if you like neo soul stuff, it's going to be funk and neo soul and that type of feel. So, and then the other one is going to be Rory Gallagher. I've got a ton of Rory Gallagher that I absolutely enjoy. Rory. So, yeah.
Anybody want to guess mine?
Yours?
I will say Jimmy Buffett and Warren Zevon.
Well, now my next question would be, if you went the Beatles route, does that include the solo artists too?
No. Different group.
All right. Hidemi Ishikawa.
That's who you have the most of?
You have more records than Buffett?
Buffett.
Ronstadt?
I probably have a lot of Buffett.
What about Ronstadt?
I also have. I have one all except for two Spanish ones. She has 3 Spanish records. I'm missing 2. But Buffett probably is the one I have the most of. Because I also have, if he is in a soundtrack, I have him in the soundtrack. I have the soundtrack. All his albums, different pressings of his albums. So yeah, Jimmy Buffett. Tony Bennett. I have more Tony Bennett than anything else. I have at least 50 Tony Bennett records. Stereo and mono. So Tony Bennett, actually. I'm a little surprised.
There are 3 for me, really. That's going to be Beatles, Pink Floyd, and Oasis.
Well, Oasis doesn't have that many records. How many Oasis records could you have? 10?
So they have several, and you also count a lot of the B-sides, bootlegs. I count all those. So I mean, anything from a band, whether they're bootlegs, live records, B-side releases, what have you. A lot of Oasis, but more Beatles and Floyd than anything. My 2 favorite bands always will be, if I sold my entire collection, I probably would keep all of my Floyd in the bulk of.
What about the first
Beatles
3 Floyds? Would you keep those?
I'll be honest with you. When I sold my Piper at the Gates of Dawn to Cog DJ, when I sold it to Terry, that was actually emotional because I had it for so long. But I knew that he would take such good care of it. That was hard to pass. So even though it's not my favorite genre of Floyd, I'm a completist. You have to have it.
I was just thinking, after we just saw him with his other In Excess record, could it be In Excess just because he has so many of that one?
Yeah, right.
Record?
Yeah, you got 5 of them. You said, right?
He's got at least 5. There's a section right on his right shoulder. It's right there. I can see it.
Yeah, all of them. Yep.
Yeah, I can see the head right there of the album.
Yeah, one's missing because I have it on the stack.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's close between Neil Young and the Stones because I do have all the Stones records, and I don't have all the live ones, but I do have all the comps and I have all the studios. So there's a lot of Stones records. And speaking of Stones, I've been promoting this. They got a new record coming out next month, Foreign Tongues, and it has a killer lead-off single on it. So
I
you
have a
can be
question for the
80 and
audience.
rock. Put it that way.
Yep. I have a question for the audience. Scott has already answered this question. He could answer it again if he wants. I have an unopened copy of Hackney Diamonds. What are y'all's thoughts on the Rolling Stones' latest album prior to this one, Hackney Diamonds? What do you think? Crap? Good? Indifferent?
Typical.
It was. If you didn't have it, I listened to it. I enjoyed it. I didn't listen to it again though.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Listen
It
to
just was kind of. I get it. Like as a fan, you want more of the same because it's so good, right? But there wasn't anything that stood out to me on that album when I listened to it. It was just kind of like, meh.
That was
Good.
I would. That's
It's
serviceable.
impressive. Yeah, it's
I don't
impressive
think
that
they
they're
had
still
a song
doing
as
it.
good as this current single that they have out on that record, and this is classic Richards riff and really nice.
Yeah. I want to answer a question that somebody asked real quick because it could be really fast.
About the Rush album.
About the Rush album.
Tucker, Steel Wheels is
So-
good.
It was Two Lost Souls asked if you wanted to buy Rush albums, what's the best ones? Just a box set or OGs? So if you want moving pictures, there's a great debate: the club press or do you get the RL press? There's different sides say that they both are superior to the other. So that's an OG there that I think would be great to get if you want moving pictures. I think also that the Rhino represses of Presto, Counterparts, and Test for Echo, and I don't have a copy of it, but Roll the Bones, I have one, but it's out there, are all phenomenal sounding. So if you want like a good quality sounding Rush record, this is the start your ear off right.
What about a beginner getting
editions.
into Rush? Like, how about like Rush Archives? Because that's what the first three.
These are very accessible right now. So I'm just saying, if you want to get like quality press, and they're not like crazy expensive, the archives would be great. You get the first 3 albums. So I always try to get the originals if I can, but if you're just starting out and you don't want to pony up the big dollars for the originals, there's those Rhino ones sound great and they're reasonably priced.
Well, and I think if you're just going to start with a record, you really haven't listened to a whole Rush record, just grab Moving Pictures. Like, it's a great record. Almost everybody likes that record.
There you go. Hopefully that answered your question. Any other questions? What was the other question I had up there?
I think somebody was trying to ask a question about the closing arguments.
Oh, yeah. That's what we call it. I mean, it took me a month to figure that out. But so when is the next one? What are we talking about?
Well, it's weird. We don't have a topic for episode 2, but we have a potential date. We have a topic for episode 3, but no date. So Sean had a great idea that maybe we lead into 4 Women on the Record May 28th with a closing argument segment, because it was quite to do back-to-back episodes like that. That was quite long for us. So we need a topic. So we do know the topic for number 3 because we got to get Johnny back, and I'm going to get Josh back. Is going to be Beatles versus Stones. That's episode 3. So, I know Floyd sent some potential topics, so we'll look for a topic and we'll try to get, when we do closing arguments, we need 2 additional people. So we'll try to get people booked for the 28th. And if we can, we will lead into 4 Women on the Record.
Guys and gals, listen, this is very important. I just want you to know that Liam Gallagher recently on Facebook and on his site posted 2027. What's that mean?
They're going to break up
Means
again.
most likely Oasis is going back on tour, which kind of tells me hope.
How about
we might have a new album coming out. Yes! Yeah,
That's not even real news.
Yeah, and
That's sad.
We're gonna go back on
Phenomenal
the final judgment. Is that what it's called? Final arguments is when we did this show. I don't know if you noticed, by the end of our second show, I got a text message saying "Wake up." I talked to my mother, said she was watching the show and she saw that I was falling asleep. We were really near the end. We were all running out of gas. If you looked at Johnny, he was up for forever, and he looked wiped. So
he was up for 76 hours, Sean.
Yeah, but by the end of that show, we were running out of gas. We're getting older. I mean, it's just the way it is. You know?
Speak for yourself. I'm young. Ignore the gray hair and the beard.
What side is Johnny on? Put Johnny on the Rolling Stone side.
So yeah, I mean, closing arguments is going to be. We're going to hopefully have a couple standalone things that we do. Closing arguments is going to be one of those, but you might not even get one of those a month. We're just got to line it up with when we got availability and we have a good topic we feel passionate about. I know we'll all be that Beatles Stones one will be a barn burner.
Yeah, because his last closing arguments, absolute crap.
And it was funny. The last show, Johnny was wearing that Beatles shirt that said Rolling Stone, so it was like a premonition of what was coming next. The Van Halen topic would be a good one. Yeah. Let's see what else. Any other questions for us today, guys?
So Hagar versus Roth. That would.
Yeah.
And anyone seen Van Halen lately? Live? Are they touring with a different lead singer? And
no, they're not touring. No.
I saw something online, and it must be, when you're flipping through, and they were saying they were horrible, but fake news apparently. Fake news.
Well, David Lee Roth has been horrible.
He's horrible. He's been horrible.
And he's set up for a new tour again. I don't. Yep. His mother needs to be honest with him. That's all I'm going to say. That's what we need right now. Is
honey, your hair looks terrible.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you've ever seen any of those fan recorded,
gross.
The end of Van Halen fan recorded, his vocals are just not there. Yeah, I hate to see it. I mean, and he was a great vocalist and a great lead man. When you thought about great lead, people like David Lee Roth and Steven Tyler, you had all kinds of characters. Mick Jagger, you had all kinds. And to me, he's just diminishing his.
He shouldn't have left. He shouldn't have left Van Halen from the get-go. He should have stayed with the band.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, I don't think his solo career, there really wasn't anything with Skyscraper. It just really wasn't anything that he did that was appealing to me at all when he went solo. His career, in my opinion, died when he left Van Halen, and just got to watch what Sammy Hagar, did with the band and the albums they put out and the millions of records they sold. They took the band. I mean, Van Halen, not Sammy, but David Lee Roth could have been a part of that. Hagar jumped in, and that was a blessing, because who knows what Van Halen would have been if they didn't have Sammy Hagar to come in.
Well, I think Sammy coming in, they were so excited at first. Like, it gave them a real artistic spark. It went in a different direction, and I can see. I don't blend Hagar songs with Roth songs on my Van Halen playlist. I have two separate playlists. I think that's different music, and I mean, I probably got to lean a little bit towards the Roth era because there's so many iconic songs, especially off that terrific debut album they had.
I knew it was coming.
1984. Yeah. I agree. I like, if you asked me what I would prefer, I go Roth, but I don't dislike the hits that Sammy Hagar and Van Halen did when he was with them either. There's some damn good songs.
Oh, I liked it. I like it a lot. Like, it's almost a dead heat for me. Like we were talking last time, like 5150 was the first #1 Van Halen record.
Yep.
And maybe we should do a segment called Gonzo's First Three.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do that.
Wait, what? We can prove how wrong it's like the worst theory in the history of theories.
Well, I want to see what it works on. We know what it doesn't work on, but I want to see what it works on.
It works.
Pretty good.
It works on more than you think. I'll put it that way.
That's why we're going to have you introduce your first three. Jake's first three.
I could easily do that. That could be like my top five. Top 5 bands where the first 3 records are awesome.
There you go.
So Adam is throwing out top 5 best leading persons of it. So the best lead of a band.
Well, that would be a good one.
That would be a great one. It would be hard. That would be tough.
Is it Wilson or Phillips?
I will tell you, it will be hard.
Hanson or Hanson?
Brooks are done.
It would be very tough. You think
I like
about
that
just
one.
Some of the grades.
And I think we should assign that to Jake. I think it'd be the perfect one for Jake. Top 5 frontmen.
He's gonna do
frontmen or women.
He's gonna do Liam Gallagher.
Number
well,
one.
That
baby.
would just be totally bogus. Let him take that criticism.
You know what? I'm going to take it on. I'm going to take on the top 5. I will do that. We'll set it up for a particular show, but I will do top 5. It's going to be very difficult, and it might be very easy for me because a lot of it's going to be with typical bands. You can't deny it.
All right, Jake, you got 1 week.
All right.
Next week's top 5. Leading frontmen, women. It can be women too, because you got Ann Wilson out there.
You got
the goddess
Pat Benatar out there. You got some good ones.
Ann Wilson's going to be tough to beat.
Stevie Nicks.
Oh, yeah. Good too. Damn good.
Yeah. So, all right. So that's we're getting all kind of production work done here. We got the top 5. While we're at it, let's go ahead and announce what's coming up next week. Get ready for some blues. Joe Williamson's coming back.
Joe Willie.
Joey.
Joe took a new job and he's been pretty busy, but I know he's looking forward to. We're happy to have him back, and we still need some blues records on there, so I know he'll have some good ones. And it seems like to me, at least in the Whatnot world, all the rage right now is Japanese artists. A lot of them, Takanaka, and a bunch of them very popular. You have the Mint Jams, the Cassiopeia. So we're bringing back Cap City Pop on the 21st to give us 3 more essential Japanese artist records. And then the 28th, despite lukewarm ratings, the executive team has decided to greenlight episode 2 of 4 women on the record. And it's almost a fresh batch. We got Stacy back because she's the producer, but we got 3 new women joining 4 women on the record.
Awesome.
So hopefully we'll have a closing argument segment put together. No promises, but I think that's a great idea, and we're going to try to make it happen. Get you guys warmed up for that outstanding 4 women on the record show. And I don't know if Stacy's still here.
Looks like it.
Yeah, she's there. So who are the other 3, Stacy? I know it's on Discord. I know Rachel's one of them, but I forget the other 2. Allie's one. So Rachel, Allie, and somebody else.
Isn't it Jenna?
Oh, is it Jenna? It is Jenna. Oh, yeah. So that's going to be an entertaining group. So look forward to that. And then so far, that's all we got set. We're still trying to get some bookings done. We're trying to get Josh back for a regular episode of 3 Men. Although I might just keep him in the bullpen for closing arguments only, because it's pretty good to have a lawyer on your side. If Shark was truly unbiased, he would have He would have seen that Josh wiped the floor with Jake on those closing arguments. So somebody muted Jake. Good call.
What? I'll take him out of order. Okay, this whole room is out of order. I'll take him in any courtroom any day.
Let's go right now. Let's go.
The Shark's in the courtroom. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Wait, this way. All right, there we go. I'm in my seat now.
Well, we'll see who the judge is. I know DOJ is investigating. There's some irregularities going on.
And the thing is, I'm not a huge Grudge fan, so for me to pick it, I was a little surprised myself.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with you. All right, so Chris, I hope you had a good time. It was so nice having you back on.
Blast, and I look forward to being back again. It's schedule is opened up now that we're done with that. The production of Annie, and so yeah, back to it, and happy to be back again. It was a fun time, and had some good laughs. So Yeah.
So whatnot shows do you have coming up, and what costume will you be in for that?
I have a show tomorrow night, Friday night. It's going to be just a general mix of rock, blues, and jazz, a little bit of everything, mixed genre, country. Got a bunch of stuff loaded in the shop already, so come in tomorrow night, and there may even be some Roy Orbison, because if you look at the thumbnail, I'm holding an orb. So there's some Roy Orbison that might be in the show. So
do you have any Santana one steps by any chance?
I do have a Santana one step, Ultra Disc one step right here. It is available. The price has been reduced. Trying to get it sold. Happy to get it sold. Somebody just made me an offer already. Let's go. Let's get that thing moving.
Let's go.
Like a $1,500 record that you can pick up for like $750, I think, right now.
50% off.
So
there you go.
Pick it.
And I do want to discuss the technical issues we had earlier. One is Jake's headphones were not cooperating, and then poor Chris, his Wi-Fi. I don't know. He lives in the middle of nowhere, and right now his wife is outside on a ladder holding the antenna.
Go hanger with it
to get this reception.
That's horrible.
Because his
spousal abuse.
His video feed was like rabbit ears, kind of hazy. So thank God it worked out for the rest of the show.
Yeah,
your wife be able to come off the ladder in about 20 seconds.
Well, and the other thing, we want to congratulate Chris. I saw he just passed 2 years selling on whatnot. Congratulations, Chris.
2 years, yeah, it's been great, and really all of the buyers and all the support of the community has been wonderful, and it's been a real joy to be able to do it, and it's looking forward to more, and I'm at 3,200 sales. So like the first year, it took me the full year to get to 1,000, and now I'm at 3,200 in the second year. So it's nice. It's growing. So that's what I was hoping for. And I'm a full-time employee. I work a full job, and so I'm plugging away when I can, what I can be doing. And I'm very, very thankful for my buyers and for the community and all you guys. It's been a fun time.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're a great example. There's several people, like we only have people on the show that we think serve as great examples to the folks out there, the whatnot vinyl selling community. There's so many great sellers, and Chris is certainly one of them. I will say, I bought a lot of records from different people. If I come back, that means your grading system passed my standards, and I can trust your rating. I've bought several records from Chris, and he is a great seller, just like so many of these people we have on whatnot. When it's going right, can be a special place if you collect vinyl. Get to the right sellers, find who you can trust and you like, and you'll be happy.
Yes. Lyle, yeah, my third job is sending Lyle recommendations for what music to get.
All right,
and Thomas, it is coming back. This is about 2.5 weeks of growth, and so it's in full effect now. We'll be back fully within the next week.
Do you only do one summertime shave, or what? I mean, what is it?
Spring. Yep. So I take it off once a year. My wife likes to see my face and remember what I look like under it, and so I shave it off in the spring, keep it off for a few weeks, and then once I get sick and tired of shaving, I grow it back. So
is she saying, she thinks she wants that, then you do it, and does she say, no, put that back on? Put that back on.
No. She would like me to keep it off longer probably, but the problem is when it starts growing back in, she says, you need to make a decision. Either grow it out so it's not so prickly, or continue to shave. I'm like, well, I guess I'm growing it back then.
All right. Well, Floyd,
FYI, top 5's already ready to go.
Well, I just somebody just texted me, and they were concerned that Jake would not include women, so they want top 5 women and top 5 men front.
Listen, there's a strong possibility that in my top 5 I might have some ladies in there.
There you go. All right, so everybody look forward to that next week, and Sean, you're making a little bit of a schedule change in your whatnot rotations, aren't you?
Well, I'm definitely going to aim for Saturdays more often than not, because it's just easier logistically. I can get most of my stuff shipped that day. And I'll probably do some Sundays depending on what family things going on, and plus I like Sundays will be just easier. I'll just talk more, sell less.
No pressure on Sundays now, right?
Yeah, no pressure on Sundays.
Sell it all on Saturdays.
On Saturdays and leftovers on Sundays if I'm going to do a Sunday show. But just because it's so hard for me to ship on Sundays, because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I work the entire time the post office is closed.
Yep.
Or is when they're open, I'm working that entire time. And
Tucker, so I'll give you a recommendation. If you didn't see it earlier, I want you to buy John Anderson and the Band Geeks record store day. The album is called True.
Yeah,
I think you will really enjoy it.
And remember, the title is Easy Like Sunday Morning. It doesn't have to be Sunday morning. It's just Easy like Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Saturday morning's almost like Sunday morning, except for you don't have to wake up the next day and go to work.
There you go. So if you go to church on Sunday, you'll find me on Saturday. So when are you guys on again? When is everyone on? We know you're
I'm going on. Yep, I'm going on briefly tomorrow morning. Grabbed a couple of other, kind of grails from the collection that I put in the Buy It Now that I'll be presenting. It might have some interest, might not, but we'll see. It's time to kind of pass something onward to someone else who would like to curate and hold it for a time and maybe open it up and play it.
All right. And Scott is doing Wednesday nights now?
Wednesday nights only now. I was lucky enough, or somebody was dumb enough to actually hire me as a consultant. So I got a part-time job now. Working half-time. I'm working about 20 hours a week. So I needed to cut down on the whatnot because the 2 shows a week at that level were pretty much a full-time job. So I'm going to try to do the best I can to sell almost as many records in one night. So we've been traditionally 6 to 8, but I'm going to push past 8 if the crowd is good and we're selling. And if I have to go to 9, I'll go to 9. So I appreciate everybody's continued support, and hopefully people will find me on Wednesday nights. No more Saturdays for the foreseeable future.
And then again, we can always adjust if you do want to go on Sunday or Saturday. I'll be more than willing to move or whatever, because we'll miss you every once in a while on the weekends too.
Just drive over, Sean. We'll do a show together.
There you go. Because then I can.
Did you get the good picture of his backdrop to make it your backdrop?
I forgot, and I was driving home going, I want that background. But maybe in the future I will do that. Confuse all of you. But yeah, I need to get my heavy duty light and go digging through some crates over at Scott's house.
Well, it's like I felt like a store owner. Like I had Josh and Sean like looking through stuff. I was like, I gotta watch these guys. Sean's over there digging through mostly records that I do not want to sell. Sean's braver than I think he would sell them.
I saw most of them. I mean,
he started pulling out these Elvis Presleys. I was like, oh, yeah. Not those.
Yeah, so if you're into some Elvis stuff, he has some cool. I think a lot of them are bootlegs, I think.
Yeah.
But they're pretty cool. So that will be a good show. I was picking them out because he said this section. I'm like, what is this? What is this? And I had this stack of Elvis, and then he came over and knocked me over and put it back on his wall.
Yeah, I will be having an Elvis show. I've got them clean. They're ready to go. I just got to load them in and do it. So
I forgot to show that I got that Joe Bonamassa BB King tribute is amazing. I got that from Shark this past week.
You got a steal and a half too.
That record is so good. Michael McDonald's on that thing, and I mean,
he's on everything.
There's so many good guest musicians on that album. So,
I
highly recommend.
Well, I'd like Emmylou Harris and Michael McDonald to do an album and watch them fight over who's going to sing backgrounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta think about getting that Mark Knopfler. I know a store that had 2 copies last week. I might go back.
Don't you have it?
Wait, no, I do have it. That's right. I got it from you. That's right. No, I'm glad I didn't buy it. Woo!
Yes.
Rain freeze. But yeah, if you guys can get it, if you need a copy, I can get you one.
That's a great record. It's like, if you like Dire Straits, you're going to like that Mark Knopfler, Emmylou Harris record. It's really good. it's not. He got into some, even in Dire Straits. I don't really like Dire Straits when they get in kind of the Western cowboy theme songs, but there's a lot of great songs on that Mark Knopfler record.
And Stacy's just, I don't know, what is she doing? She's just typing random
characters.
Yeah. Let's post it.
Doesn't she know we're too old? We don't know what those mean.
Yeah, I don't.
Morse code.
Yeah.
All right. So I was tallying up the votes from tonight. I think I won. Thank you very much.
No, I think I won. Stacy said I won.
Yeah, but I had the best album of the night, according to her. So
yeah, that's true.
All right. Well, take us home, Sean.
All right, guys. We had another great show. Thank you guys for hanging out with us, and we appreciate it. And see us next week with Joe Williamson. Woo-hoo. And he was going to come up with the top 5 roadkill recipes that you can find.
Roadkill.
So come in and join us for that. And again, guys, we'll see you next week.
Talk about couponing at Publix.